The four elements are part of the first density of consciousness. And naturally, inevitably, they will scale at all other density levels. But they appear first in the first density because of their elemental nature, meaning their foundational essence. At the utmost foundational core, we have the polarity structure, the basic contrast necessary for life to occur, for experience to happen in this creation. And this polarity structure is what we know as the masculine and the feminine poles. Right after that, we have this fourfold structure of the four elements. And as we've talked about before in this elemental intelligence series, the elements are basically functions and patterns of behavior. The physical elements in themselves, earth, water, fire, air, are the last stage physical representations of these functions, but they are metaphysical realities first, and then they descend down into structure, function, and ultimately material form. These four elements, we can and should see them if we want to develop our elemental intelligence, which is what this is about. We can see them as their functions. They are pre-personal, pre-self-aware, pre-personality, pre-anything. They are very raw patterns of behavior and functionality. That's all they are in their essence. So when we see earth, we should see stabilizing behavior. When we see water, we should recognize adaptability, cohesion. When we see air, we should see movement, information, circulation. And when we see fire, we should see energy activation and transformation, phase transition. And all later densities, which these four elements scale to because they are fractal in nature, all other densities are simply more complex dynamics and elaborations of these same four functions. All the later densities of biological life, self-awareness, social memory complexes, and other spiritual complexities. And the reason why we need to anchor our understanding of these four elements in first density expression of consciousness, or at the very least seeing them as patterns and functions, is because more often than not, the four elements are associated with personality traits or emotions or symbolism. And we can definitely recognize the four elements in those things as in everything, because again, they are primordial, they are foundational, and they scale, they are fractal, so obviously they will be present everywhere. But we should not reduce them to that. That would be a category error. The four elements are not just in humans. Humans are basically the four elements in dynamic occurrence plus self-awareness. That's what a human is in essence.